everyone, welcome back to Talk About It Tuesday. This is season 6, episode 6, and I am here with one of my favorite people in Sarnia Lambton.
Yay.
This is Chantelle Dillon, owner and operator of Vibe Pilates.
Hello.
She is someone that has changed my physical health and my mental health and my posture. So thank you for that. Welcome to the show.
Anytime. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So just to get us started, let's talk about what Pilates is and maybe a bit of the history, because I think that is so cool.
Oh yeah, Pilates. Well, something I'm very, very passionate about, obviously.
Yeah.
But Pilates is a system of movement that was created by a man named Joseph Pilates in the really early 1900s. So it's been around for a very, very long time. People don't also realize that. They think it's this new trendy thing that just came on the market. And it's a system of a very smart, intuitive method of movement that was created to balance the body. So it was very rooted in rehabilitation, and he actually created this to help train soldiers in the war, so in World War I. And once these soldiers went off to war, so it was originally very kind of like militaristic to start. Once these soldiers kind of started coming back from war wounded, he shifted and created different pieces of equipment to help bring them back to well-being. So that's where we get the Pilates reformer. He attached all these springs to hospital beds, and here we are. So, and it just has, we now know it as Pilates today, named after Joseph himself.
So how does Pilates support both the mind and the body?
So Pilates was designed as a mind-body method. That's exactly what it's for. And through movement, there's this system of movement, 150 exercises on the reformer, 32 exercises, classical exercises on the mat. But this system, using all the different apparatuses, brings the body into balance. And we follow a set of principles, and moving with control, moving with precision, everything comes from this intuitive mind-body connection. So you're really concentrating on what muscles are activating, where's your body in space. So it really brings us out here and really brings us in here. And I think that's what it makes Pilates so unique and so special, is anybody can do choreography and move through, you know, when we're on the treadmill and we just kind of zone out, we're just walking in space. But this allows us to really tap in and, you know, build that strength through every controlled movement.
I love it. There's also like a breathwork piece to it as well.
Absolutely.
Really focusing the breath while you're doing the movement.
Absolutely, and that's a big piece of the puzzle, is learning how to breathe. And a lot of us don't even know how to breathe properly. And we're connecting, you've probably heard a lot about Pilates, how Pilates makes the core really strong.
Yes.
Well, it does. It's very focused on everything coming from what we just call that powerhouse. And the core goes so much deeper than that six-pack muscle we all see on the Instagram models. We're getting below that. We're working the spine. We're moving every joint through every range of motion, and really connecting to those deeper layers. And in tune, when our body is aligned, we move better, we feel better overall.
Absolutely. I've noticed personally, coming to these classes and coming to see you one-on-one, like my posture has obviously changed, but even the way that I hold myself at the gym while I'm holding weights, that has changed.
Absolutely.
You're standing straighter, like it's life-changing coming here.
And
honestly.
it will help you in your everyday life. So
Absolutely.
Whether you're an athlete, whether you are, you know, cross-training in other modalities, Pilates is just going to help, you know, make that movement a little more connected, and your form will be better. You'll feel that you're sitting up straighter at work, you're alleviating all that tension, that neck pain. And I think a big piece about Pilates as well is our modern day society, you know, being on our cell phones and our computers, and we're always kind of in this rounded, forward rounded posture. Well, Pilates strengthens the muscles that support the spine, and it just brings us into, like I said, better balance. So we're not feeling that nasty head tension, neck, shoulder pain that we all feel from being here all the time.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about your journey to finding Pilates and your mental wellness.
Well, Pilates for me came into my life when I was in school for dance. So I went to George Brown College in Toronto for the dance program. And Pilates and dance, you've probably seen that, it goes hand in hand. Joseph Pilates used to train a lot of dancers back in the day as well. So through our dance training, we were always taking Pilates classes. But when I became quite injured in my dance career, Pilates really helped me. I was unable to physically dance anymore. So I wasn't able to go on pointe ballet. And I just started kind of shifting my own focus into that Pilates scope and just learning more about movement, and just fell in love with it. And it nursed my ankle back to where it was, and it changed my life. It really has.
And here we are at the studio now.
And here we are.
So
Vibe
cool.
Pilates. So it's just grown from there, and I just wanted to get my certification to teach and just share this movement with everybody, because I found how beneficial it was for my own health and well-being, and I know it can be for everyone else's.
If someone is looking to start Pilates but feels a little bit intimidated, what would you say to them?
That Pilates is for everybody, and every single person, every human on this planet. Pilates is accessible. It was designed to be an accessible form of movement, and allowing people who feel like they can't or unable, hence the soldiers rehabbing from the war, wounded soldiers, that fitness and exercise is possible for you. And at Vibe Pilates, we really do pride ourselves on our inclusivity. So, something that I know we've probably all been through once or twice in our lives, we've gone into that fitness class, whether it's Pilates, HIIT, doesn't matter, some kind of group fitness class where we had no support, nobody was telling us what to do, there were no modifications, nobody asked us if we were dealing with any injuries, and we left feeling so overwhelmed and never went back because we thought, well, I can't do that class. Well, that's the last thing I wanted when people to come into this space, is I want everyone to walk through these doors and say, I belong here. And we teach from a very progressive place. So there's always a way to modify an exercise, and we want you to move at your own pace. And one of the biggest pieces of advice that I tell anyone new coming through our doors is to put your horse blinders on. So just come in, try not to pay attention to what anybody else in the room is doing.
Yep.
And just focus on you, and we will get you to the place that makes you feel successful. So every time you leave this space, you feel like your body feels better because you were able to complete the workout with success and safety.
Well, I couldn't recommend you enough, but if anyone watching is looking for you, how can they find you?
So we are on social media, at Instagram at vibe.pilates.co.
Yep.
And we have a website as well, that's also vibepilates.co. And all of my contact information is online. Google search, you can find me. We're the first place that pops up when you Google Pilates, Sarnia.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so I'm happy to connect with anybody about coming to our space, because like I said, I know it can be intimidating getting back into movement, and we just want everyone to feel like you're gonna exercise because you love your body, not because you hate it. So whatever age you are, body shape, type, size, tall, short, doesn't matter, you belong here.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Talk About It Tuesday.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me. This was awesome.
You are welcome. If anyone is looking to enroll in Vibe Pilates, stay tuned for more information. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Well, I'm here. No.